Well, about an hour and a half ago, Frank asked me what I was going to be doing tonight. Told him I'm not sure. He said, well, better figure it out pretty quick. Well, we had a pretty good audience. I'm going to do my funny stuff. Now that we don't have an audience, you're stuck with my semi-funny stuff.
All right.
I'm going to save my funny stuff when we actually have people here listening to me. After I got injured, I could no longer do my old job anymore. They say those that can do and those that can't teach. So I went back to college and got an education degree. Spent 21 and a half years as a school teacher. And the one thing that got weirder every single school year, students' names. And if the name wasn't weird, the spelling was. We had this girl, Erica, A-I-R-R-I-C-K-U-H, Erica. But what's sad, she's a pretty smart girl. And about 4 years from now, she's going to be graduating college, sending out her resume to potential employers. Those potential employers will be looking through the list of potential employees, and they will see Erica, right-click, delete. Had this military couple come and enroll their students into our school. Both of them retired military, so they gave their kids military names. The boy's name was Brigade, and the girl, Flotilla. Flotilla and Brigade Evan. But they did not like it pronounced Evan. They liked it pronounced Evan, because they were proud evangelicals. So I got to thinking about this. Of all the evangelicals I know, these evangelicals actually had a flotilla and a brigade, making them the only evangelicals I know actually prepared for Armageddon. I had this Hawaiian girl. Her first name was Michaela Makialohalani. 20 freaking letters. Try getting that in the grade book's little name rectangle. I gave her a cute little nickname. You. Back when I was in college, I had a nickname. Instead of calling me Byron, they called me Beer Run. My full nickname was Beer Run, the Party Aminal. Ironically, back then, beer wasn't even my favorite drink. My favorite beverage back then was rum and Coke. Bacardi 151 and Coke. I spent 21 years as a science teacher. I had a student once ask, "Hey teacher, ever smoke a little weed?" Now, I believe that honesty is the cornerstone of good teaching. If you're not honest with your students, then you will not earn your students' respect. And if you do not have your students' respect, then you will not be able to help guide them through life. So I looked him right in the eye and I said, "I don't know." He said, "Don't know? How could you possibly not know? Just don't." Now, this is a little embarrassing for me to admit because I was a science teacher, but whether the marijuana is rolled up into a reefer or whether it's packed into a bowl waiting for a bomb hit, I do not know how to determine what size the weed was that the marijuana came from. It could have been a little weed, could have been a big weed. Could have been a hell, I don't know. All I know is that when it comes to medical marijuana, it is different for everybody. Some need it every day. Some 2-3 times a day. For me, marijuana is a lot like an athletic cup for a male athlete. To be perfectly honest, something you practically never really need, but you are sure glad you got it when you do. I wonder why TV anchors say really stupid stuff like, "I hope to see you this time tomorrow." Does he understand how television works? He's not going to see me this time tomorrow. Now, if he honestly believes that this time tomorrow he might see me sitting in my living room watching him deliver the news, I have got a couple of questions. One, what has he been smoking?
Yeah.
And two, how do we get it approved for medicinal use?
Yeah.
Now, I cannot believe that there are a lot of people to this day that do not believe that marijuana has no medical benefits. Now, if marijuana has no medical benefits, then how come the three letters smack dab in the middle of health care are THC? And the four letters before that spell heal. Heal. THC. It's all right, freaking damn them there, man. Pull your head out of your ass and smell the reefer. I sure hope these NFL cities have got the message. If you want a successful football team, you best be relaxing your marijuana laws. Marijuana is legal in both Denver and Seattle, and the 3 years that it's been legal, both teams have made it to the Super Bowl twice, and both teams have won it once. Now, the first year that marijuana was legal, and both Denver and Seattle made it to the Super Bowl. And the last team eliminated that year was San Francisco, man. It is almost impossible to get busted for pot in San Francisco. Now, most big cities, cop sees a black guy standing around, they'll slap him upside some building, search him to see if he has any weed. If he does, they confiscate it, cuff him, book him, jail him. Every now and then, one of them gets busted for battery on a police officer. They get down to the precinct. Station captain says, "What happened?" Arresting officer says, "He hit me in the fist with his face. Look at my knuckles. I can barely bend my hand. Can I get next week off with pay and one of them injured in the line of duty service medals?" "No problem, Moronsky. Job well done." San Francisco, cop sees a black guy standing around, he'll slap him upside some building, search him to see if he has any weed. Whether he does or he doesn't, he says, "Hey, let's say you and I go burn this J." Now, a lot of people badmouth San Francisco values, but I'll tell you what, I'll take serve and protect over harass and incarcerate every day of every week of every month of every freaking year.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the evening.